I saw this like Reddit type post, like you win the internet today kind of post going around, and it was this guy. He was 6'10", large man. But you know, when you're that tall, people always ask you if you played basketball, which is essentially a slur, apparently, according to this guy. If somebody inquired if you ever used the gift that God gave you, and there was the Reddit post was like, I get asked this all the time, so I made a business card to hand to people before they talk to me, and it said, I am 6'10". I have never played basketball. I play volleyball.
From the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. And I don't never vote, cause I'm fucking broke. And either way, I know the police ain't gon' leave me alone. On a plane, about to visit Glen Rock. Need crypto, told me I should bring the Glock with me. So I packed up my piece and I'm sliding. Cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, is you riding? Know you love to see it, dudes rocking. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the birds to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you with?
You stand in front of the net with your hands up. Is what you do.
Yeah,
just that, because you know he has no swag whatsoever if you can't play basketball.
You never tried the ball.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like if you're given that, you got to try. You got to try once, and you know the coach at whatever school he was at was like, "Dude, come on!" Like,
I hate. Well, that's the thing with. I don't want to. They think I always wanted you to play football. I understand you're a pitcher, baseball guy. I get it. But I was like, damn, I know this dude could like sling a quarterback too. But I got, and also I know other people, older dudes, they're like, I'm like, dude, you could have been a crazy like defensive lineman. He's like, my coach always wanted me to do it, or the coach at the school always wanted me to do it. Never did. I'm like, I can't stand guys that don't. Again, you're different because you had like your own thing going on, pitched a fucking perfect game, no hitter, and
not to brag, not to brag, ancient history,
but yeah, the guys that just squander it, volleyball, dude. I tried to play basketball, I couldn't play. I couldn't.
No,
do it. I'm not good at basketball.
But the thing is, even if he couldn't play up until like junior college, all he would have to do is stand next to the fucking basket, just doop. Yep. Just put it in like that. Then once you finally got to like junior college, you'd have some like ballers that are like, "Nah, we're not having." You would be able to run back and down the court, up and down the court, but it's just like that is purely. And it's like, dude, like you're 6'10", and that's like beyond the pussy getting height. You know what I mean? That's like it's tough at that point. Like women are just like there's an ergonomic issue at that point. Like they may like stash acorns in you or something. And
4 to 6 is that's what you want,
right? Yeah, you want 6'4" to 6'6". Some women LARP and say 6'7". It's like okay, they LARP with that. Like, but you want to be around that height. But this guy's like 6'10". It's like, dude, that would have got you on because this dude looked like kind of a nerd in the picture, and it's like volleyball gets no hose, dude, whatsoever. It's literally for the hose,
not male volleyball.
Yeah, it's literally for the hose.
Yeah, come on, dude.
I know. It's like you might as well just play badminton. There's like a net involved still,
The business card would have worked if he would have left that one line out, Just play like I play Scrabble or something, just some bullshit to them. Like that.
And Scott was like, just thinking of this guy making an entire business card for one Reddit post, like makes him like, you know what I mean? Like, which is like maybe you shouldn't have played basketball. You know what I mean? Like
Hassan Reddit, dude. Yeah,
Hassan Reddit, exactly. Yeah. And I don't know. I hate people like when they waste that. It's like, and they roll their eyes. Did you play basketball? It's like, yeah, because that's fucking lame. It's like if you had like $1 billion and it's like, do you like do anything with that money? It's like, why do I have to do something with it? Yeah, you come on, like fuck, do something with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're tired of the question. You're tired of the question. When you walk in the room, you fucking have to duck underneath the door frame.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think anybody's gonna ask you about that?
Yeah.
God, it makes me sick to my stomach, dude. Like if I was the basketball coach, I would have like psychologically abused him.
Yeah.
I would have gone to class. I would have just like knocked all his shit off the table like that, and I'd be like, "What's up, man? You tough or what?"
That's part of being a coach in high school is punking kids until they try out, or cutting kids that do try out.
And to be fair, if I was the size that I am now, as I was in high school, I would have played football. I was like fucking like 127 in high school, like a thermometer. So, Yeah, I would have. I would have actually done it. I don't know. I don't think
I wonder you would have been a sick slot guy. You could have been a quarterback. Obviously, we had a quarterback. You probably could have started over
I don't
him. I
know if
bet if you started
I
early.
yeah, I think I
Yeah,
would have been. I've been more of a receiver, but like I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I
that would
was
have
just
been
like
sick. I liked our other receiver, but us two together would be hilarious if we
that would have
were
been
just
so
like a
funny.
rare candy receiver
That would
core,
have been
dude.
so
X
funny,
and
dude.
Z. Oh my god, dude,
Oh
come on.
Lord, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I would have been. See, I wouldn't have been the inside guy at what like 135 though, because I would have had to run block and get fucking mauled. So, yeah, I was not a physicality guy at all, and I
yeah.
talked too much shit, dude. They definitely would have came for me. Like I would have been the guy that they
Yeah,
took
you
the.
can't. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can't talk
No,
shit
it
in
wouldn't
high
have worked.
school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
baseball was good because I was in charge. I was a pitcher. I'll dust you back. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, yeah,
I was the guy. It was
yeah.
nice.
You can
So
go.
it was the right sport for me. It was a guy who liked to talk shit and dude,
Yeah, but I
man,
regret. So I regret not just fucking off senior year after football and playing baseball just for shits and
you
giggles,
should
just
have.
to fucking smoke weed. And
You had a good
I
arm.
regret
You had a
that to
good
this day.
arm. Yeah, yeah, you had a
I
good
would have
arm.
been. I would have wondered if I would have been able to get like a hit, at that, or you know what I mean, just
Easy.
like a hit. Yeah, even though
No,
I've
but you would
never
have been
picked up
a
a bat in my life.
no, because so much of high school baseball is like just putting it in play, and then like they're gonna make a mistake. Like they don't have these guys who
Okay.
like barehanded like shovel it to first and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
like
from
Eric
third base,
Chavez,
like
Golden
Nolan
Glove. Yeah,
Arenado. Yeah, they don't have those
yeah,
guys in high
yeah,
school. Like you have like fucking Mexican guy that drives like a lowered Acura. You know what I mean? That's like the guy.
yeah,
That's the guy who's playing third base in
yeah,
our league, and with like a weird mohawk. And
yeah,
you would just you put it in play and I mean it is tough. It is like it is the toughest thing
yeah,
to do is to hit a baseball. Like it's like I was never that great at it. I was always good at making people miss it. So
yeah.
but no, it would have been something. But you know what, I like, it was really funny. I remember talking to this guy. He's a very wise old black guy, and he was saying like,
Tight ends camp.
it was the
They
same
don't
guy.
block, dude. They don't
It
block.
was the same
Oh,
guy.
really? What? I was
Yeah, yeah,
joking.
it was the same guy. No,
I
this
was
guy,
really
this
just
dude,
fucking
this
around.
guy, this guy had
Yeah.
isms, man. Like
Yeah.
this guy, just like all day was just like please tell me more.
Yeah.
And he said one time like somebody was talking about fighting. It was these two younger guys kind of
Yeah.
getting into it in the warehouse and stuff like that. And they're like pushing each other around, and they like both got sent home. I think one got fired, and he's just like, he goes, once you start working a job, man, just get a gun. Because if anybody fights me, I'm just going to shoot him. We're going to get you right back to the episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know of a few other things we offer at Rare Candy Industries. We have a Substack with free and paid subscription options. Free subscribers get access to all written content. That includes Bob's Red Pill. That's the best thing going on the internet right now. Trust me. Paid subscribers get full access to our premium episode feed. And that's just every episode we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, if you know what I'm saying. Again, that's rarecandy.substack.com. We also have merch. That link's a little long for me to say right now, but go to the description, go to our merch store, and find a shirt that's right for you. We have Rare Candy shirts, Dr. Bronner soap label shirts, Rishi mushroom shirts, all types of stuff there. Check it out. There's got to be something for you. And lastly, check us out on social media. On Instagram, we're Rare Candy Pod, but on Twitter, we're at Rare Candy Pod 1. All right, enough of that. Let's get you back into the episode. And I was just like, yeah. And then I, at the time I was doing marathon training, like hardcore marathon training. And I said, I was like, I think I'll just run away from anything. Like even like, because really, like, what would I do? Like even if America turns into Gaza tomorrow, I'm just hoofing it. I'm just gonna run until someone gets me. I mean, it might happen. I'm not saying it's 100% success rate, but I'm 33 years old, bro. I'm not like, I'm gonna fight.
Yeah, it's like I wanna learn. I don't know. It's weird because I'll talk to people and it'll be people that aren't even into sports or whatever, and they'll be like, I train jujitsu just a little bit, and I'm like, fuck, I want a little something.
Right.
But the thing is, real jujitsu guys will tell you if you're in a street fight, run away. Like just run, dude. It's like, or you do it in a spot where you can run.
Yeah, and also
fighting
like
stupid, dude. It's like,
also
if you knife, dude.
Yeah, knife shit. And if you're good at jujitsu and like it's known, right? Like it's known, and somebody like in not a friend group, but somebody knows that you're good. Those are the guys that get shot first.
Yeah,
or because they're like, well, I'm not gonna fight this guy, but I also can't take an L because it's probably on video, whatever we're doing right now, and it's gonna be on like Tosh.0 or whatever, like at the time, or something. Like I can't take the L. So I'm gonna shoot this guy. And I that happened in the Bay Area once, where it was like this big bad dude, and he was a bouncer, and he was working off of he was like at the bar, but like not working that night, but he was like turning up at the bar. And there was this like weird, like kind of like Asian chef guy, not at the bar, but he was like walking by, and he was weird. And I think the dude was fucking with him a little bit. Kind of one of those things where it's like, I work at the bar, so I can pull chicks at the bar. So I'm going to like assert my dominance. And I'm talking like big dude, like big security guy. And he's like, I guess from what happened, and I do believe the story because of the course of action the family took, I guess this dude was like punking this like little Asian guy, but he was like the little Asian guy that like meant all of a sudden the Asian dude pulls out kitchen knives, and I guess and just fucking goes up and down and damn near sous chefs his ass. You know what I mean? And then he put him on prep, you know what I mean? Like prep, fucking chef on prep duty, like just chopped his ass up, and he died. This big
pan, dude.
This big guy died. And like I remember when it happened, because I didn't like know the guy, but I had seen him before, and the guy that passed away, and everybody was like, R.I.P. like such and such, like, you know, like what the fuck, like this was just murderers were walking around in the street like that. And even his family didn't even press charges, bro. So like it turns out like street cam footage came out, or like out, like the bar camera wherever it happened, and it was like, yo, like you were just an idiot. So it's like this like brute force, man. Like in the tech age and stuff like that, like it's tough to just have brute, because even if you kick somebody's ass nowadays, like you'll straight up go to jail.
And you always hear the stories of like a guy defending himself, and he'll throw one punch, and then the second punch gets you landed in jail. It's like the dumbest shit, you know. It's like it's such a vague line between, and it's crazy. And you see did you see that? I saw that video just randomly scroll. It was like some like big ass security dude, and it's all the drunk Halloween people, and this guy's talking shit like, go over there, and he just gets laid out in one punch. And it's like, dude, why? I don't understand why you see. So my brother-in-law, he's like, he used to be a security guard, you know, for like like a bouncer and shit, but he also studies like Kali martial arts and stuff, you know. So which is like, that's a scary combo when you're actually you got the brute and you got the like the wisdom behind it too.
Sure, of course.
And he says is like, this is like a huge dude, you know, like and he said his guru is like master is like this like 5'4" like Filipino dude that can like flip him over his head and stuff. It's insane what's possible. And I'm not saying that like Aikido guys can beat MMA guys or whatever, because that's been proven false. But I'm just saying it's like it is crazy.
Those debates are so awful too. Like when you don't participate in any of it, when people it's like, oh, total BJJ take there, and you're like, oh god, like you guys, I am running away. That's what's gonna happen. I'm running away. Forrest Gump, taking off. I can run about, even right now, I'm not in marathon shape. Adrenaline, I can go about 6 miles without stopping, at least. Adrenaline. And that's like wearing like jeans and like street clothes and stuff like.
That's like some Serengeti shit right there.
No, I can't. I can't. I ran a 26-mile race. Like I've done it before. Like that is not something that once you stop, you can't do it again. It's like you have to keep going. But I've done it before. I've done it twice. But like if I had to right now, I could go a solid 10K. And the thing is nobody else, unless they drive, which that's very much a possibility. But like you're on foot for the most part. They're not running 6K or 10K with you. You know? Yeah. Like it's that's the way it is. But
especially if you see a knife, you can't survive a knife fight. And did you hear about the hockey thing? Did you hear about the hockey thing?
Oh, that was crazy. I still can't watch.
And I love
the video.
I didn't watch it either.
I can't watch the video. No.
But I love that it's the black dude. It's like the one black dude on the, and it's everyone's freaking out.
So if anybody who doesn't know, there was a guy who like flicked his skate up, and it's still trying to determine whether he did it on purpose. He's a dude that's been like flagged for a lot of stuff, like a lot of penalties.
Like the most time in penalties.
Yeah. So he's definitely like, it's like that doesn't incriminate him, but it's like if there was a guy to do this, it was him. And the hockey crime stats guys got to be going crazy right now.
Oh, but 100%. That's I think
their number might be 100%. Yeah, but I guess he like flicked his skate up and it slit a dude's throat essentially, and he died. 29 years old. I think his name's Adam Johnson. I want to say the guy's name is that
Which
that
used
died.
to I remember when we were kids and the guy before they had the goalie net guard and that happened on accident. The goalie, there's like just a puddle of blood around the fucking goal.
Fucking insane.
You know,
Yeah,
net.
it
fucking,
just absolutely wild. And it's like yeah, but then
hockey's
also
hardcore, you know,
there was also another huge sports catastrophe that happened. I don't know if you're aware of it, but this is our governor of the state of California. Gavin Newsom. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. For anybody who's listening on audio, we'll try to get this on YouTube if YouTube permits. Hopefully we don't say any bad words, but it's also on Rumble.
Yeah.
All of our stuff is on Rumble as well. So, but for anybody who doesn't know what just happened in that video, Gavin Newsom, I guess he was in China, I want to say. Or
that's what I was going to ask.
Or the Bay Area, I don't know. Very tough. But he was playing basketball. So what he does is like he's in his he does the like the classic rolled the sleeves up on the dress shirt. Definitely. I'm glad he didn't change into Michael Scott basketball clothes. I'm glad he didn't, because that would have been too much. That would have been too much. But he spun the ball on his hand performantly, did the classic like Space Jam, like spin it on your how do you do, fellow kids, and tries to, and he like legit starts playing against these like I would say 7-year-old Chinese kids. And he's legit trying to dribble drive and like Derrick Rose. To be honest, he has better handles than I thought.
He's trying to drive on the fucking he's trying to drive.
And the kid took the charge.
He hangs with him, dude. Yeah,
took the charge, and like Gavin Newsom like hung with him and then like patted him and was like, oh, like, and he started like patting the kid's ass on the ground. Like,
like immediately it's just like, wow. You know?
he's like actually being just a pedophile Democrat would be better than what I just did. Yeah, but
But there was that other video a long time ago where he did the same ball spin. It was probably in the Bay. It was like a bunch of like, you know, kids, you know, and like he did the ball spin on the thing and everyone's like, oh, and then the kid takes the ball and like does a fat like mix up on him and shit.
I know. It's so funny. Yeah, I do remember that. He's
always trying to do he's always trying to like, do some basketball shit. It's so fucking
and he
is he a Warriors fan? Is he a
I don't know what he is. Probably he's a San Francisco guy, but I guess he what's funny about that is that he thought about that basketball moment, planned weeks and weeks for it. And he was probably like calling Steph Curry. He's like, Steph, could you come over real fast? Like, can you meet me at the courts a little bit? Or can I come to your gym? And Steph Curry's like, having dinner with my wife said it was a special dinner tonight, so I can't. But come on, that's fine, whatever. And like he's just like flipping over like the Bobby Knight whiteboard and stuff like that. Like, okay, so what I'm gonna do here is like Asians typically run a 2-3 zone, and and he calls Jeremy Lin, like, you know.
Lin.
And
Linsanity. What do we got?
He goes, man, if you thought Linsanity was crazy, Jeremy, think they got some crazy defense over there. They're like, I don't think you're there to beat them, Gavin. Like, I don't think that's the goal of your visit. But
Xi Jinping sanity, dude.
Jinsanity. And he is he is. I can't stop laughing because the thing is I know I would have fun if I hung out with him. I bet he's cool
with Gavin.
Yeah,
he's like the reverse. Bet he's cool. Yeah, we talked about that at one time.
No, I can't get it out of my head. Like, I bet you, I'd be like,
meals go hard with him, dude. French long. He's ordering every appetizer.
And how is he not G-Eazy's dad? If you look at the two of them,
yeah, dude, 100%.
Like it looks, it's like funny. He has like some. He's like, this is my son Gerald with the Roger Klotz leather jacket, and hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
On the pod, Gavin.
I'm so scared to ever meet him. I'm so scared because then like somebody that I don't want that doesn't like us might see me talking to him and like laughing at like a really like off-color joke that Gavin said like off the record.
We're gonna get famous and then be courtside with him one of these times. Like there'll be that perfect snapshot, like Drake. That snapshot of him talking to some random person. It'll be
He's like, yeah, Glenn, I always thought their lips were really, really, really weird. Like, and then he's like, sign this NDA though. Sign this NDA. Yeah, come on, man.
John, it's like us, John Gruden, and fucking
Oh my God, it was so funny. Would you rather
That'd be
hang
a
out with
fun
Gavin?
poll, yeah.
Would you rather hang out with my governor or your governor?
Who is our governor right now? It's
Don't
not
you have?
Kate.
I thought it was Kate Brown still.
Or, hang on, who even is Oregon?
Well, I was talking about Kate Brown.
Oh, but if that is the question, we gotta hang on. You got
Who is it?
you gotta Google it, dude. But no, okay, I would not touch the Oregon governor.
Governor of Oregon.
I don't even know who this is.
Come on.
Oh, it's Tina Kotek. That's right.
Was that democratically elected or spawned? Like, did somebody just manifest that and then Tina Kotek? Tina Kotek is the governor of Oregon, and like, if you thought, it just feels like it's like we need a new governor, and then just like the Scanners, Cronenberg Scanners music starts playing. She just pops out of like a puddle, and
it's like the Matrix. It's like the fucking
with a Indigo Girls tour T-shirt on, and yeah, amazing. So sad news. Chandler from Friends passed away. Matthew Perry. 54 years old.
Deep conspiracies on this.
Yeah, I tend to think that's not that dude was a wild boy. Dude. Yeah, that dude was a wild boy. Yeah, I will say this, any of that stuff, I'm trying so hard to keep this episode on YouTube. So, but like I will say the thing that people think it could be, I won't rule it out as a factor. I'm just saying, it's just that you got to pick and choose your opportunity, because people love when you do it. It's like a trap, a little bear trap. When you
never go full Kirsch. Like, we love Kirsch, but it's everything is that with that dude.
Right. And it's like it's crazy, because it's just like this dude literally had to, like, his like liver was failing like 5 years ago. It's like, you know, not
he faked pain to get more pain meds. Like, that was his.
But the thing is, you know, I know it's sad, and like he's real transparent about it. I'm really happy that he found God before he passed away. I saw like a video of him just being like, yeah, you know, like I'm in like a pretty good place right now, and like he kind of just spiritually seemed good. Like, so I think he died on okay terms on his watch.
I wasn't for sure. But I wasn't even talking. There's other not even about the Kirsch stuff, but I mean like the posts he was making, the cranberries. I saw a couple. Do you know about this?
What is that?
Well, it's weird that there was a picture of him. Because he never posted on Instagram, and then he started posting a bunch of shit right before he died. Apparently, I just read there was like this thread this is all I know about it. And so he posted himself in his hot tub before he died, which is weird. And then he would post like a picture of his hand with 3 cranberries, and then people were like, whoa, cranberries are harvested in water. And also, like, the singer for the Cranberries died with drowning or some shit.
She drowned in her bathtub.
And so there was like 4 there was like 4 or 5 things that were like very cryptic and weird. And I don't know.
But you know what else, Dolores O'Riordan?
It's also Matthew Perry, dude.
But do you know what Dolores O'Riordan's lifestyle was? The same thing. Like literally just turning up drunk and like I will say, like,
by the way, like the Cranberries and Friends that was like an era. That was a vibe right there, dude. The fucking 90s,
and also like who's the guy that's like, all right, like we're the deep state. We're gonna take out a couple celebs. I'm a big '90s guy. What are my 2 least favorite part of the '90s? Friends. Hated Friends. Not Joey. Come on, not Joey. Chandler. It'll be Chandler. Chandler's a drug addict. Okay, whatever. And God, the fucking zombie girl. Jesus, man, that fucking song. And I'm a huge fan. I'm impersonating somebody. That was a typical Irish death, honestly, the way she died. That was just like, that's just the way. It's an Irish goodbye. And
imagine killing Ross, dude. Imagine killing Ross.
I'm gonna do this later anyways. Oh, terrible. But you know who said that Matthew Perry was doing really well in his later days? His pickleball coach.
Okay.
Yeah. I found his fatal error. I found his fatal error was that he was playing the sport called pickleball.
It was a myocardial. He died on the pickleball court, and they had to fake that he actually drowned. It was like a cardiac event.
That did get me thinking, because there has not been a more astroturfed sport. Sport is a very liberal word we're using here, quite in many meanings, but that sport has all of a sudden got this huge backing with all these athletes. Devin Booker, fucking I don't know, every athlete ever is like endorsing it. And they're saying like, oh, pickleball, it's the future. It's the we're gonna change all these courts into pickleball. And then there's like noise complaints from people who live by the pickleball courts because it's so loud, and it's becoming this huge like culture war of among like what the people that all believe the same thing. Like it's this fucking fuck pickleball, dude. And
it's so weird. It's so like what agenda? What's George Soros like money is funding that? You know, it's such a weird. It's not organic.
Well, let's think about it, right? Let's think about it. Okay, there's the shirt of Matthew Perry that says,
"Could I be any more?
Couldn't be more vaccinated." Okay, so let's go. It's a real shirt. It was at his like whatever Redbubble Matthew Perry store, I guess he had. I don't know, but he had that shirt. I tend to think that he probably took part in that ritual of doing all that, and perhaps, especially like drug addict people, a lot of them really, well, I put anything in my body, you know, like those people.
Exactly.
You should take it because, like, what the fuck? I put Pennzoil in my shit, heroin, I injected it. It's like, but that did its job.
Cafe Bustelo in the morning. Exactly.
That performed its duty. That was not sold to you as anything other than what it was. But anyways, I'm tend to think like, you know, is that the Malthusian thing for upper class libs to thin the herd? Is like,
interesting.
Okay, fuck with their genetics a little bit, you know, new novel technology, mess with the heart a little bit, get them to play pickleball, right? Remember, what's the first thing they told you after you take that little experimental therapy? Don't do any strenuous activity. They said that for like cyclists and all that stuff. But then like everybody's like, well, pickleball, that's just bullshit, right? And then you're like, you know, and then of course the pickleball goes, that's what you think. It's insane. It's crazy. And it's like, no, look, maybe that's the way that they thin the herd, right? Is like, and then you know what? They decompress in the hot tub afterwards. Yeah.
A little soft tissue massage, you know.
R.I.P. Young Chan. R.I.P. Young Chan. And rough year for guys named Chandler. Rough year for guys named Chandler, by the way.
I love, dude. I fucking love those fireside chats that Chandler Jones does. There's some people that even aren't into football should watch these. He's like, he's like, bro, you got to fire Ziegler. Get Ziegler out of there. And I'm not gay. And shit, it's so funny. Dude.
I know. He's always on the thing. He's like, yeah, like, you know, I just don't like the way that they're lining up. They got the wrong guy at the 5 technique, and like Josh McDaniels aided in the molestation of my entire family. And then like, you know, and it's like, oh, all right. Right on.
Here's closing in on the C gap, but we really got it. McDaniels, he raped me. And it's
Moloch Daniels. And and
I love how anti-Ziegler he is. Like everyone's focused on McDaniels, but he's like Ziegler. He's just looking
so funny. It's so funny.
What's he up to? Right? He's not in jail right now, is he? Still?
I think he's just gonna be perpetually being like arrested. I feel like, and like I don't think he's gonna do any time, but he's just like violating every order against it. I don't know.
How were the Raiders supposed to handle that? Like, how do you handle?
It only happens to us. That's just the type of thing that like it's just look. I almost feel that way after watching them play, so I get it. But it's just like I start doing conspiracies and crying next to the fire and stuff.
I'm not gay. After watch
hell, it's the reason I don't have a hot tub.
It's gonna happen tonight. Exactly.
I don't have a hot tub for that reason. Fuck. But anyways, what I was getting at here is that, you know, the Matthew Perry thing is very sad. However, we were joking a little bit there, but there were some crimes against humanity that have happened in the last 3 years, to say the least. A lot of experiments, a lot of bad science, a lot of things like that. But there are people that think that we should just forget about it. Move on. AKA trust us again. Right? Like that's what that means. It doesn't mean move on and like let's find new people. Let's maybe not depend on public health so much. Let's maybe not do any preventative therapy. Maybe try some naturopathic stuff, homeopathic stuff. No. Just trust us again. We'll get it right this time. It's the meme of please, bro, come on. This time it's gonna work this time, bro.
Me, bro.
So I've never heard of this guy named Scott Galloway. I've never heard of him. This was a guy that just wasn't on my radar for the big C,
right?
For the big C. Never heard of him. I thought it was fucking Michael Stipe at first. I was like, and but anyways, he was on Bill Maher, and I hate Bill Maher. I cannot stand him. I'm so sick of people pretending like, no, he's like bass now because he makes like cocktails on his little weird studio. It's
Yeah.
like cool. It's like better than Rogan, actually. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I fucking cannot stand. I know they're boys too. I know they're friends. Bill
Yeah.
Maher and Joe Rogan. Always one of the worst Rogan episodes
Oh,
is,
yeah.
is the Bill Maher.
It's
So
bad.
lame.
It's
So
bad.
lame. And but
Yeah.
Bill Maher, what he does, what his purpose is a Democrat rehabilitation program, basically. Like it's
Yeah.
essentially what he does. So if he never has Alex Gutentag on. He never has those people, the people
Yeah.
he should be having on, if he wanted to get to the truth. He
Yeah.
has these people who are so sorry. Have Mark Crispin Miller on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like people like that. Like
100%.
you could people that were nailed it. You know, people that just
Yeah.
nailed it and be like, well, okay, so next time you should be the person I listen to. So let's signal boost you, which is what I think all of the people should have been doing during that time, is signal boosting the people that got it right and straight up just disregarding the people that got it wrong. And so I'm going to play the clip from Scott Galloway, and we're going to analyze this.
To my kids' school during COVID, I wanted a harsher lockdown policy, and in retrospect, I was wrong. The damage to kids of keeping them out of school longer was greater than the risks. But here's the bottom line. Myself, our great people, the CDC, I'd like to thank the governor, we were all operating with imperfect information, and we were doing our best. So
Oh, and the clapping, dude. Yeah, the fucking.
Thank you, Scott. Stunning and brave.
Let's learn from it. Let's learn from it. Let's hold each other accountable. But let's bring a little bit of grace and forgiveness in the shit show that was COVID.
It's like, do you even think it was a shit show? Do you even think it was a shit show? That guy, like, fuck, come on.
He just boosted his kid like 3 weeks ago. You know it, dude. But and what's crazy, I saw that clip and I was kind of like, oh, whatever, another one of these things, you know. And I listened to it. I was like, okay, whatever. And then I realized later that Cuomo was on that stage too.
I know,
fucking Andrew Cuomo, which is, if you're not aware, like, it's very clear that actions taken by that man and that administration directly and knowingly killed tons of people unnecessarily, iatrogenically, all sorts of stuff. And again, it's this thing of like all the people that actually are signal boosting the loudest of like, oh, we got to take this seriously so people don't die, actually ended up killing the most people. And all the fucking fish tank cleaner takers, yours truly, us, are the ones that like actually helping people. It's just fucking, I'm sick of it, dude. It's crazy. And yeah, I don't know who that guy is either, but I'm like, dude, and like you said, you know that he is already waiting for the next. He's not going to be right about the next thing either.
No,
and he'll still guys like that will still be in charge. Yeah,
he's not. This is like look, we make fun of like this like woke like abuser stuff like a lot and stuff, but that is like abuser logic. Truly, is like when you like know somebody that's like been abused. Yeah, it's like, hey, like I don't know where I was last year. Like, bro, you were there with me. I mean, it was crazy last year.
That's not me. That's not.
That's not me. You know, that's not me. Like, we just had ice cream. Finish your ice cream. Come on, stop crying. You're in public. Like this, like that's not me. And then it's like, but then the problem is like you had your chance. Now, what I said this thing, and I think some people understood. I mean, I didn't get like a huge backlash, but I just think it was important. Because the guy said I want forgiveness, and he also wanted amnesty, which are two different things.
Yeah,
I forgive him. I forgive everybody that ever's done anything wrong to me, truly. And I don't talk about it, but there have been a couple people like in my family that have done unspeakable things in my family, two family members, people that I love, and I forgive them. I forgive them. I never speak to them again. I don't trust them again. I never ask them for anything. I never depend on them for anything. I cut them off completely, but I forgive them. There's a spiritual aspect to it, to where you have to be able, because if you don't forgive somebody, you suffer from it. By the way, it becomes your identity. You're being scorned, being hurt, being traumatized. You become that. Like you become nothing more than that. It's basically a tumor that just grows and grows and grows. And forgiveness is for the forgiver. It's not for the person, right? Because I still think all these people should go to jail or worse. Right?
The problem is there's just no sincerity there.
Yeah, of course. I don't think they're sorry. I don't think they're sorry. Let me just.
Yeah.
I don't believe his apology. I don't believe
No.
anybody's apology. I think this was all I think he was informed. I think he knew exactly what to do and decided and was told to do something else and did it basically.
He didn't learn anything. He said the wonderful people at the CDC, God bless them. He said it. He just said it right there. Yeah, the forgiveness thing. I think it's interesting. Same thing. I had, where we've had very different but similar things where we've had kind of where like, there was a suicide in my family that was heavily influenced by one person, like a spouse in that situation. And it's like, yeah, I don't talk to that person anymore, but I also don't stay up late at night thinking about them, And there were other people in my family that were kind of in that zone, and I was like, "Look, we got to move on from this. I don't want your life to get cut short because you're stressed about that. And I get it. Holding that hate, it's attractive. It's an attractive option to hold that hate in your heart. It makes sense. That path is open to you when tragedy strikes.
It's fun.
And stuff like that.
It's fun. That's what people don't realize.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's not satisfying to forgive somebody.
No,
but the only time that you're reminded that forgiving somebody works for you is when you see somebody else that can't move on. You see somebody else that can't move on, and they're just like, I just can't believe what they did. I still can't believe what they did, but they did it. And again, I want maximum punishment for these people. Do with that what you will. I'm not going to say what, because that's there might be some things I shouldn't say in there. Whatever you want done to those people, I agree. That's different. Think about those families that have like you hear about, and some people like don't agree with this, and that's fine, but like there's those like really religious families that like will have like a kid murdered by somebody, and they're like, well, I forgive the person who did it, and everybody's like, what? Like, how could they? It's like, no, that's for them. That's not for the killer. Like it's look, that's not something they're ever gonna get over, of course. Like that's just something that's like some unspeakable thing. But and these are like, I'm sorry, like there's some people like on Twitter who have like taken newfound love in like religion. I'm like, well, this is the shitty part of it, is that you got to forgive people that do shit wrong with you.
Beyond
That's
the veneer.
Instead of just being the hall monitor and the rules guy that gets to have like a gothic aesthetic because they hate themselves and like kind of do, all this like kind of punk rock, like goth aesthetic of like Catholicism and stuff. That's Catholicism 101 is you forgive everybody. And that's the thing. Like, and it's like, again, people conflate that with exoneration, amnesty. It's none of that. There's still the rules are the rules. They broke the rules. They violated. These are human rights violations. And I support any measure to put these people behind bars, but I won't let them. I won't let them occupy space in my head. I can't function anymore.
Exactly. And you see it all the time, and especially like newbies on the scene that are like, this is their first little baby aspirin red pill or whatever, and it's but the other thing is, this is a systemic thing. This is one guy asking for forgiveness on behalf of that whole class of people.
True.
It's not like your fucking friend that disavowed you for not getting a booster being like, yo, I was a fucking retard, I'm sorry, dude. And you'd be like, yo, I forgive you. It might be a little rough at first. We can repair this or whatever, where it's like a personal thing. This is like, why would I forgive like fucking New York Times reporters? Why would I forget? Like, I mean, not like in the sense of,
no,
like, I'm not going to waste sleep on them. Why would I let them off the hook?
No.
And also, like,
we never trust them again.
Exactly.
Or we never did. But I'm saying, like, if you did, you can that is the biggest human rights violation of our time. There's no chance that person, either you agree it was a mass conspiracy, which I'm on that side, or incompetence. Either way, why would they get a second chance, right? Like, it's like they're treating it like it's a fourth quarter interception or something like that. Like, that's on me. That's on me, guys. Like, I didn't see the safety. My fault. Rushing through my progressions. I'll get better next week. No, there is no next week for you. You get nothing. The only thing that you get is that you don't get to take up space in my head, and you don't get to affect the way that I live anymore. I think the best response to all this, and we've always said this, is reject the entire framework. Never. You just don't participate in this stuff. If they say, oh, you got to wear a mask and da-da-da-da-da, the best way to do it is to not fucking wear it if you know it doesn't work, right? So like this whole thing of like, because I do see there are people I think that still kind of participated in all of it, but are really mad about it, and they're the ones that are the most scorned, right? Because they're the ones that were like, well, my job said I had to do all this stuff. Well, you can't be that mad then. Sorry. Like you have to at the end of the day, like, you know what's right and what's wrong. Now, if you hate modernity, the society that we live in so much, I wouldn't worry so much about your standing in it. You know, like you're standing in that society. I understand. Look, people have families, people have kids. Do whatever you have to do to feed your kids. I will never ever tell somebody to take food out of their kid's mouth, anything like that. But there's a lot of people that were like young 23-year-old people with their lives ahead of them. Unless you went into this thing that is clearly maiming people, right? So just understand that nothing is worth your health, man. Like nothing is worth that, or your autonomy, right? Even if that shit was nothing, even if it was placebo, all of it, the fact is that these people were able to get you to stop on a dime and participate in all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And just give up. Like people, like you hear, I mean, it's body snatched people. It's an overused thing, but it's true. Like it's body snatched people when you're like, you talk to somebody that was smart like 5 years ago. And then now they're just like, it's not even that they made the wrong choice. They don't even approach anything the same. It's just pulling fire alarms every 5 minutes. Yeah. I don't know. I just, it makes me, so I forgive everybody. It doesn't matter what you do to me. I forgive you because that is what I have to do to stay sane.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think these people realize how much the average person despises them, you know, and like won't ever trust them again, you know, especially the CDC. Okay, what's the booster rate now? I've heard anywhere from 2 to 7%.
It's nothing.
It's over, dude. It's you know, and it's like, I mean, gee, the scary thing was that clip inspired a whole new rash of, because people reacted to that guy's clip, and then some people were like, the whole. We actually didn't even lock down that whole thing. We actually didn't lock down, you know. And it's just, so it was really a trip to see that again. So there are some people that still are defending it, you know, and it's a trip to see. I was just hanging with some people that are still talking about, like, they're taking a flight soon going overseas, and they're like, oh, don't forget to wear your mask on the plane. They're still bringing it up so confidently and so cocky, like everyone is down with what they're down with, you know, and like, and of course we're like, you know, we're the weird ones that are like, we never said anything. I've learned really quickly just to like, I'm certain people are just not going to talk with this. Yeah, exactly. But they know that we didn't get the shot. They know what we think. They know.
I will let their mind go anywhere they want. What I won't say is something that is like something that follows their kind of like 10-step process to disarm a misinformation czar like me. You know, like I will never do. Well, actually, it's no. You already lost when you do that because you're arguing with a libtard. Like you're arguing with a libtard. There is no arguing with them. They just shout things at you and you listen. That's what happens. They're in power right now. The best thing they can do, the best thing that you can do when you're fighting with a libtard is to pretend you don't know what they're talking about and have fun.
Have them
while they're not having fun, and while they're not having fun. Like that White Lotus. That White Lotus scene was so good in the second season, where the two like libtard couples, the techie people, were like talking about how all the atrocities in the world, and they're like, the other couple's like, oh, we don't really watch the news actually. Like it's just like whatever. Like just kind of just, or they're surviving.
Or the grandparent at the Godfather scene, you know, in the restaurant, you know, right? And he's like, he's like, oh, explain that to me, you know, and exactly.
And then they're the guys that make sure the girl gets home safely, like with the and the other guy wants to split the Uber with her.
No, but we was literally exactly but literally last night they were talking about. They're like, how could people think that and again, I don't bring any of this shit up. This is just all in the
careful.
wild.
Don't say the V word. I'm scared. So don't.
No.
I'm
like, no. How could people think that they released it on purpose? They already had all the power, and the economy was shut down, so they weren't making money. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're like a hammer and sickle here type of thing. I'm like that. You realize like 40 new billionaires were made during COVID, right? You know, I didn't say that, but I'm just like, oh, really? Yeah, exactly, man. You know, and it's just,
what happened was it erased a middle class, which I think a lot of communists had a scorn for, is like that middle class. Although I'd imagine a lot of them come from there, so it's very odd. But like this middle class, where like again, the boat dealer, that was the whole boat dealers, Karens, all that stuff. Because that's the big part about all this is, and people were bringing this up, and it's absolutely correct. Is okay, you want amnesty, right? Not going to happen, but even before we ever got to you, what about the people who lost their jobs? What about the people who lost businesses? First off, like I understand we don't want to trust the government or anything, but if I was proposing some kind of amnesty when I ruined the world or was a huge part of ruining the world, because that's what it did, is I would have to then have some kind of funding to get these people back on their feet whose lives you ruined with something that you just admitted was not necessary.
And grovel a little bit, just a little bit. Like
Yeah.
if you seriously, if the category of your error is that severe, and it is, maybe that's just show you, not even pretend, you would naturally show some humility in the face of an honest and authentic realization of such a red pill and such a
it's like the Succession PR team, like how they're all like scrambling to like get something done and like put him on Bill Maher. Bill Maher's the one where you can be a libtard, but like not really. You know, like and like that's
Bill Maher. Oh God, it's so this is such a the applause. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson will say the dumbest fucking thing you've ever heard on that show, and people be like, "Woo!" You know, it's like Jesus Christ, man. That show is like, you're right. He sucks. He's so fucking
he's libtard rehabilitation tour. That's what his show is. It's like when you're
and he's so close sometimes too, but you could tell it's also fake. You know, you could tell it's
lame,
so,
dude.
like,
it's lame as fuck. Like he's just just I don't find him funny. That's the thing. Like when you are, I can put up with almost anything if you're funny. But what you notice is that even people that like Jon Stewart, the Colberts, who at a time were funny. Like I know some people don't think so, but like at a time were at least creative in the way that they punched at conservatism or something like that. They lose all creativity because we are in a state of emergency right now. Therefore, humor, it's a little privileged of you to want it to be funny, actually, because we're trying to say freaking because Trump is funny. So he already mogged you on humor, like, so you can't be funny now. And
the second you take something more seriously than the next guy, you're instantly not funny. You know? The second you're like, no, we got to be serious about this. Gay, you know, it's just like, nope. You know,
I can't stand it, dude. I can't stand it. So it's like that's all it is. Like if there's amnesty involved, I got like 90 steps before we even get to you. You know what I mean? Well, not really, because I know what I would do to you guys if there is no amnesty for you guys. Spoiler alert: we get to step 90, you're going to jail or worse. So that's that. I'm sorry, it's a cry. People, legit people died because of the response. It's not. It is completely true. Like it's not. There is no way to debate that. And again, if anyone tries to debate you on it, just don't worry about it.
The iatrogenic deaths alone, the fact that we were putting, and people are so confused by this notion that a hospital would act in its best financial interest. That like you're telling me that they put people on ventilators to kill them to make $27,000 a pop.
Yeah, but they'll watch the Sackler. They'll watch the Sackler documentary and be like, "Wow, those guys are evil."
It's so funny. I was literally just thinking about that today. Yeah, for some reason, the Sacklers are the ones we're allowed to criticize.
Shkreli, like, Martin Shkreli was a while back. Was
they're
like
small fish in the grand scheme of things.
Nothing.
Too. That's the funny.
I mean, look, the Sackler family. I agree. But that's not where my list starts. So if you think the Sackler family should go to jail, I got like 90 more names for you. 100 more. I don't know why I keep saying 90, but like 100 more names for you. You know, like to go through. Like if don't start and stop there. That's the problem with these. That is true. Like controlled opposition is where they leak out a couple people, you know, where they'll say, oh, you know, with the opioid epidemic, like here's these two guys or this family or this corporation or something. And then after that, like we're a well-oiled machine again. It's like, no, you didn't get rid of half the shit. Like it's all the same. Like exactly. And now everyone's addicted to those fucking drugs again, you know, because look, I believe in free will. I still think that you had choices to make, but there were a lot of people who were isolated and looked for ways to cope with that. They were isolated for reasons that shouldn't have been. You know, they were it shouldn't have been that. Well, what we tried to do is take away free will. I mean, freedom and free will. Like that's what we tried to take away for the last 3 years, and it worked.
Ironically, you ironically have free will to choose free will or not. That's the fucking ultimate like headbanger, right? That's kind of the. Where it's like if you want to go down the road of just being a zombie and just doing the fucking thing, you're allowed to do that. But again, that's a bitter pill for us to swallow, so we reject it.
It's kind of like a weird fight or flight thing, to participate in this. Like it's odd, like how you see people that know it's wrong, but they're like, "What am I going to be the guy that doesn't do it?" You know, like, what
Yeah.
am I going to be the weirdo? Am I going to be the Charger Crystals guy? Like, am I going to be the chakra
Yep.
guy? They always say shit like that. The Joe Rogan chakra guy. Like,
Yeah.
they always say stuff like that. But it's like, no, but like, you're participating in something you know is wrong, and like we
Yeah.
applaud these people, right? Whether right or wrong, these like these martyrs of history.
Yep.
Like, oh, we need more of these people. It's like, well, I don't know. This was like a pretty easy way for you to just like, you know, push back a little bit. Yeah, you might lose a friendship,
Yeah.
but guess what? That's not your friend.
One thing I know for sure, how I know that the hippies are always right is, you just made me think of this, is if you look at any historic account, and when I'm talking hippies, I'm talking about like Woodstock boomers that
Right.
are now like fucking
Right.
like blood vampires or whatever, you know. I mean, just like you know, like fucking, you know, like Ben Braddock, or, you know, guys like, you know, like that. Like,
Yeah,
fucking,
that's a
you know,
hippie.
like,
That's a hippie right there.
yeah, you know, like where if you look at like an old movie, like from year 2002 or something, and they have some scene where they're making fun of like a hippie crystal person, it's always making fun of that is actually more cringe now in retrospect than the actual thing that it was, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, making fun of hippie stuff is, we all end up on the hippie now everyone's filtering their water. It used to be a hippie thing. Everyone fucking filters their water now, you know? It gets ironically filtered down through the
Probiotics.
hippie.
I just saw 8
Probiotics.
commercials for probiotics. I just like
Yeah.
literally today, like it just
Yeah.
all this stuff.
How
Even
are
like
they?
yeah,
How are
and
the
it's all
hippies
expensive. It's
so
all
ahead of the
expensive
curve?
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
the hippies never wanted to make it expensive.
Yeah. Hippies taught you how to do it for free. Yeah, it's like, you know,
or
always.
just like even just like a kind of like do it, share it, like it's not. But like now it's like you have this anti hippie thing. The hippie aesthetic is not villainized. Thank you, women. But
yeah, you're allowed to wear tie dye, but exactly.
yeah, yeah,
You're allowed to wear tie dye, but get your booster is like the kind of vibe. Now,
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You can
And
take
it's just like,
mushrooms, but get your Moderna. Yeah,
yeah,
like,
and so it's just yeah. I was just thinking about that because we're getting ready to do some Beatles stuff, and I was just thinking about like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Because today I was putting on Sergeant Pepper just in entirety, and I haven't really been able to like get into Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds isolated. Like it's kind of like, and the reason I was thinking about, why don't I like this is a good song, like why was I not super into it for so long? And I was like, oh, because this is like when women smoke weed one time, they get really into this song. The girl with kaleidoscope eyes, like they get really excited about how like heady that song is, and like even though Lennon even said it means nothing.
Yeah,
he's just like those are just silly little words.
Wasn't it on Dick Cavett show where he's like, yeah, my son handed me this fucking drawing. He's 4 years old, and this kind of time. And then what did he say? He's like, and everyone said it was LSD. So he's like, that night I'm checking all my old albums, looking at all the acronyms. He's like going line by line, like, fuck, did he say anything? And I was like, you know, he's not. That's not even a joke. Like,
I know,
he actually did that, dude. That's
I know, it's so funny. And then, so I was just thinking about that. But
yeah,
so
you're absolutely right, though, dude. That aesthetic,
but in
glasses, literal rose-colored glasses, you know.
Sure, totally. Cashmere, little cashmere drip off, like thing with the peace sign shirt underneath. Yeah, absolutely. But I wanted. But you know, I guess finishing my point there, that song in the reason albums are so important is that song in the Sgt. Pepper's album, when you're just listening to it, is amazing. When it pops in after with a little help from my friends. Yeah. And it like kind of, because it starts with like a really like kind of like marching band stomping like tempo, right? You have the title track at the beginning, the intro, then it goes into the Ringo Starr song, and then it's Lennon's first song, and he really changes the tone, and it really, I mean, look, I'm not saying anything novel here, but like it's just that's the reason the album is so cool, rather than just like YouTubing a song, because I've never really been able to get into that song when I hear it on even a greatest hits album. You know, it's not sequenced in that way. My mom had that Beatles 1 album, like that
that's such everyone's mom. Apple Core, YouTube, fucking. But
it's
I had it too.
Like, it's very convenient. It has lots of great stuff. I just mean, that song, it's like you will learn to love it again when you listen to it in its natural habitat.
Exactly.
But yeah,
and that is my favorite Paul album. I will say reluctantly.
Oh no, he's in his bag. He's in his bag.
It's so funny because I'm talking to my buddy at work about, because I actually got him back into the Beatles because I was talking about you know, like, because I know we were gonna do our Beatles thing soon too. It's been on my brain, and yeah, we're just joking about how like every fucking Paul song is like, like Penny Lane. It's like a British firefighter falling down a ladder.
Right.
Whoa, just like, God damn it, dude. Like,
That's
it's
just
like,
extremely. He's the most British of the Beatles. He's just like that's a very British
100%.
thing. It's an always off some old folklore, some old thing that we don't really have access to. But no, he's in his bag. That's his album. That is his album. And but I had one last thing I wanted to talk about. This video clip made me laugh. I try to stay out of like the OnlyFans type stuff, like that. Like you'll hear those like rap podcasts, like things like where it's like Joe Budden and they're like constantly talking about like OnlyFans people and stuff. But this clip killed me. So there's a former NBA player named Joe Smith. I think he was a really, really high draft pick that didn't pan out, but he probably made a decent amount of money in the NBA. Apparently not enough because his wife started in. Have you seen this clip? No,
I saw it like briefly in the wild, but I didn't look at it enough to actually. So yeah, this will be my first time. Like, actually,
his wife is starting an OnlyFans, or already started it, and he found out the hard way. So I'm gonna play the clip, and of course, she's Mrs. Content now, so she films his reaction to it. Take it with a grain of salt. This could be fake, but I don't know. It's a hell of an acting job by him if it is. So here we go. It's a little hard to hear at first, but it gets louder.
I can't believe I'm sitting here just finding out you got an OnlyFans page. Out of all these years, yo, the disrespect that comes with it, that you could even talk to me before you did it, that's bullshit, yo. That's fucked up, Keith. I'm telling you, yo, that's fucked up.
Wait, no, calm. But you're not gonna say fuck me or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
You recording me? What the fuck you doing?
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look, so. I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course I'm mad at you just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my fucking choice?
Your partner, you're supposed to come to me and talk to
Joe,
me.
I've been talking to you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to shit. You're not giving me none, so I created one.
That's no solution. Not in my book.
You knew who the fuck I was when you met me.
Before,
Okay, real fast. Now it's a Joe Smith problem. She said, you knew who I was when you met me. He said before.
Damn. Yeah.
There's a song, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. It's very true.
Shout out. Yeah. That's if you're Bay born and raised, you know it. You know.
Yeah, and I think it's LA, but still, yeah. It's just
you're talking. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of but I mean just game in general, Just,
the sentiment is echoed throughout West Coast rap.
I'm trying to sign up, dude. What's up with it? No, but
yeah, exactly.
No, but
exactly.
What's up with the basketball dudes have the worst track record with all that when they retire?
Yeah.
What's up with that, dude? Like, you don't see that as much with like NFL or other pro sports or baseball. It's like for some reason basketball guys get crushed the hardest.
I don't know
these kind of things. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like who was the other one that was huge fucking player? Was it Scottie Pippen?
Oh, hey, I mean he's it's borderline Will Smith with him, dude. Yeah. I know his wife's like in her 50s and she's just like smashing like rookies in the NBA and stuff, right?
Oh, dude. Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. Which I mean, hey, for her, whatever. But it's like, again, it always takes two to tango with these. So, anyways, I'm gonna keep going because I do think it still remains very entertaining.
You have to go back to everything
I knew that
again,
beforehand, but
that's not the case right now.
After that, everything's supposed to change.
Everything did change.
No. Obviously, it hasn't.
No, it had to. I had to do something.
Hasn't. You stood out there showing your body. You stood out there doing stuff like this on camera.
You act like that's the only thing that I do. I have mad jobs, but they're not facilitating everything that needs to be done. So I got something extra. OnlyFans be breaking me off. What the fuck?
Come on, Keith, with that. It don't matter what they breaking you off. It's the disrespect that comes with it.
What disrespect?
You couldn't come and talk to me about it.
Okay, well, we're talking about it now.
Because I have to find out on the fly.
All right, then. But now...
On the fly, like a restaurant dish.
It's like the tomatoes didn't arrive at the restaurant. Like, so I'm just finding out we're doing a romesco,
on the fly. Let's go.
Yeah.
So now you know.
Yeah, now I know.
Okay. And so,
Bro.
whatever.
This is like a softball for that's like fucking that's bait, dude. That's like
no,
fucking
and it's like, dude, so clearly when she was leading breadcrumbs, she's like, she said, when we got married, you said I wouldn't have to do something like this anymore. So she was clearly a stripper before this, or something, or some kind of call girl, whatever, probably both. Which is like, dude, you married a fucking stripper, dude. Like a seasoned one. You know what I mean? Like not like one that did it in college for like a year. You know what I mean? Like those girls that do it like as like a feminist thing. You know, like those like that's different. That's way different. That's way different. Like it's because it's not real. They're not. They're literally doing it to make you mad as a guy, but also lust after them because they like that. But this is like you could tell she's because she's not young either. Like she's not. I mean, no disrespect, but she's not like young. This is a woman probably. She looks around 50, I would say. So it's like 45, 50, and it's just like, damn, like who's on the OnlyFans? Because like that's maybe she carved out a niche there or something like that. But I would laugh if it was like, what if the OnlyFans was her laughing at Joe Smith NBA highlights? She's like, look at this motherfucker, he sucks. Like and then all of a sudden like writing a Sibian while that happens or something.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, that's tough.
Crazy. But it's crazy, dude. The filming of it all, the spectacle, it's like it's crazy. That's like a whole step above. That's like scrolling on TikTok times 1,000, dude. That's just some crazy ass shit.
Dude, you know OJ Simpson, because OJ Simpson's active on social media. You know, he's just like Joe, you're a stronger man than me, Joe. You know, like allegedly.
He's like founding member, $500 a month.
Yeah, he's all what's the link though? Yeah. Hello, Twitter world. What's the link? Yeah. What's the link to Joe Smith's wife OnlyFans? But I
remember commenting on Jeffrey Toobin when he was checking the CNN guy. I was like, dude, this is such a weird.
No, I love his golf. His golf cart videos are great. I love his golf cart videos.
His drive stroke is pretty great, dude. It's like
he was bougie, dude. Like back in the day, he was like a LA. He used to golf with Al Michaels. His best friend was Al Michaels back in the day. He used to live in Brentwood, the LA Brentwood, like in a nice like area with like Al Michaels, and like he was talk of the town over there. Like he was cool. He was like but then anyways, this OnlyFans thing is crazy because I've been married for a long time. It's just, but like my wife and like I've heard other people say like there's certain like coworkers that'll just like have one and like talk about it, like and I remember like one of them, like my wife like pulled up, like she found out that one of somebody that she knew had one, somebody that she didn't really like, which that is like women love that when it's somebody they don't like that like has something like that. It's absolute like
it's like fucking
man. So like I guess when she was looking at it, she like whatever the thing, obviously you have to like subscribe to like see whatever's going on, but it was this chick like just trying on like yoga pants or something. It's like, bitch, you suck, dude. Like you can't be making money off it. Like I think that's even worse when you start OnlyFans but you don't do anything. Like you just kind of like people used to put that shit on MySpace. People used to put those videos on like Facebook.
Because then you can say the words she has an OnlyFans or whatever, but it's not even hitting, you know. It's just like it's like the worst of both worlds. Yeah, I don't know.
There was a guy at my work. There was a guy at my work whose like girlfriend was like flirting with the idea, and like he was coping by explaining why it's not bad to us, but you could hear the hurt in his voice. Like about like it was really sad. It was really sad. He's like, yeah, but like she's only showing feet Garnal. Like she's only showing feet Garnal. Like that. Like it's just feet and like dirty socks for the weirdos, homie. Yeah. Like and I'm just like, bro, that's first off, there's probably a site called Only Feet, you know, so she should be signing up for that. But if not, she's gonna find out real quick that she's gonna make some money doing some other shit. And like, you know, look, some of these people aren't talented enough to have a Substack feed, you know, that pays them money. Like I get it, you know, it's just it's a tough world out here. And like, but the OnlyFans, I'm always more mad at the demand than I am at the supply. I'll say that much.
Oh yeah.
Just come on. Like and like I've heard stories of guys who subscribe to like a girl that they work with's OnlyFans. and like you got to exist with that person at work. Can you imagine that?
Bro,
Like the
that's
absolute state
violence,
of
dude.
men.
That's
The
violence. Yeah, that's fucking.
absolute state of men. Because what do you do?
Yeah.
Because you bring it up, she's gonna take you to HR. Hey, killer video last night. Help! It's that meme. Like,
Yeah.
HR.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
like it's like
It's
what do you mean
crazy,
killer
dude.
video? It's like, yeah, the thing you did with the hula
Yeah.
hoop and the
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god, like
These
what are
subscription
men do?
models.
I know. It's like,
Yeah.
subscribe to the damn Rare Candy Substack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe some say they could jerk off to that. I don't know. Do your thing. Just don't
Yeah.
tell me about it. But you know.
Oh, by the way, no hard on that. This is actually fun. On that note, I just canceled my Backwall Patreon. Don't take it personal. I canceled all my Patreons. I was just like, oh shit. I was just like fucking yeah. That just happened today. I don't know if you got notified of that.
I don't. I did now. Yeah, but
I hope you guys don't hate me. I just want to get out ahead of that. Yeah. I'll resubscribe.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'll resubscribe. I just don't
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
The last episode wasn't a banger, I guess, huh? Whatever.
Well, what I can do, I can go into StreamYard and just download the link on my own because
that's true. You do have
access,
free access to it. Yeah. So yeah, that's no, but like the fucking.
I'll just
I don't know what
$5 next time. No,
yes.
Yeah.
Cut out the middleman. But these fucking like. I just don't understand how that's like meant to be. Like, I know it's not empowering. That's fake. People like are straight up like anybody that says that it's empowering is just like it's fake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just fake.
And like as a man, like even looking at like free porn that kills your soul, dude. It's like, and I'm not hating on, everyone's at a different place. I know for me, no, I can't get down, but paying for it, dude, is crazy, dude. I know. Yeah.
It's tough.
I was like,
it's tough.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, dude. Can you imagine being someone's girl? This is what I really feel for women. Like, imagine being someone's girlfriend and you find out your dude is paying other women online.
It's so much worse. And it's so much worse. I'm sorry. Like it has to be worse than like he Googled on Pornhub and like watched some chick, because it's like he knows that chick.
Like, yeah, exactexactly. Dude.
Because it's like it's way different. I know some women might equate it the same. Fine, I don't have any objection to that. But like I feel like it hits way different when it's like,
as a guy, it's
seen
not
that bitch. I've seen that bitch. He works with her. Like, can you imagine, dude? Can you imagine? And it's like that's the thing. Do men spin it to their girlfriends? Well, it's empowering. Do they spin it that way?
Do men?
You should be castrated. You should no amnesty for you either, sir.
You mean if a guy's hyping up?
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
I see what you're
saying. A girl takes the guy's phone and sees that he's got like a $87 OnlyFans tab, but he's seen it and he's like, "Well, it's empowering that I'm doing this."
Yeah,
because it's for women. I mean, I don't think a lot of women actually believe that, so I'm sure it doesn't land.
But that's like your last line of defense. That's the Hail Mary. It's empowering, dude. It's
the hook and ladder play. Yeah, where it's bouncing in the backfield.
yeah.
It's just guys are shoveling it. Linemen are batting it to other people. It's just I don't know, man. It's the absolute state of men, and it's like
state
again,
of the times. It's sign of the times.
I am definitely not one to talk as far as like making everything content. Everything I read gets talked about. Most things I watch get talked about. Like, it's just the way that it is. I like if my wife and I had a fucking fight filming that.
It's crazy.
As a man?
Dude. Yeah. It's over, dude. It's fucking Yeah.
It's tough.
It's over.
Because straight up, that dude should have just yanked the phone out of her hand right then and there. Just yank it out of the hand. And you can tell he's whipped like a motherfucker. Like, he's whipped.
Yeah.
And like the thing
is, what's the deal with the NBA, dude? It's soft ass sport, dude. Leads soft. I'm sorry.
It is.
I know people all hate for that. It's a soft sport. I got tremendous respect for NBA guys, and like that's a crazy. I could never even play high school basketball like we talked about.
Maybe that's why the 6'10" guy never played that I was talking about at the beginning, because he was scared of this situation.
Yeah, maybe he's like secretly alpha, dude. Yeah,
maybe he's like volleyball. This never happens.
Maybe he's got the number on his card, so he hands it to girls that ask that shit, and it's like how he actually gets fucking hooked up, That's
because dude, it is nuts that people like you'll see some like kind of like desperate for pussy guys, on the internet being like, it's totally fine, like they can express themselves like any way that they want, like, so it's like, as a man, like I don't want to like overstep my boundaries, like the way that they got me, like she's expressing, like think about all the things I do, man, like like I'm a disgusting man that needs Manscaped products, like and just
it's time this century. It's time for them to shine. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, it's like we're so toxic and we don't even know it, man. Like,
also the other funny thing about OnlyFans is it's like the least egalitarian. It's like if you're concerned about like socialism and like like things like, hey, we need a bigger middle class. OnlyFans is like the top 0.00001% make 99.9% of the money, and then most people are struggling. They were like, yeah, I made $47 on my OnlyFans last month. Like shit.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
don't own it. That's the thing. Like they always say, "Oh, I own my own content." No, you don't.
And isn't the guy that like runs the actual? He's like the CEO. Isn't he just like the biggest bro? Isn't he like some?
I know.
He's like some Vegas dude. It's so funny that he's like.
Remember when women would get into like Herbalife and stuff like that, dude? Bring that back. And at the time,
Dude,
like,
I'm saying,
or like Mary Kay or Avon, you know what I mean? Like the old
Avon.
like like the little makeup things like that,
Yep.
Tupperware, things like that.
Cookware.
Just this is where we're at right now. And I get it. The demand is there. Sadly, the demand is there. That's the problem. It's a supply and demand world. And there's a lot of men that are like, I really want to subscribe to like porn from a girl that I like DM all the time, but never get a response. Or if I do get a response, it is the damn link. The damn link is the response.
Yep. The barrier to entry is so low. That's the problem. Is it's like I could see just being a dude and just be like, oh, it's only $5 a month for endless shit. I mean, that's got to be. Again, I would fucking never. But I'm just like, you could tell guys be like, I spend more than that in coffee every day. It's like yeah, it's like this is. I've seen people advertise it as such for less than a cup of coffee. You could be, it's so fucking weird, dude.
I know. Yeah. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you could just emasculate yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, you could do it for free too. Yeah. I mean, like, it's I don't know. This is like, I know. I don't. It's weird because there's a lot of people that like have one though. Like, it's like I find out about people like just like random people like in social circles that just like, oh yeah, I have one. Like,
Beyonce put it in her song with right? Isn't that Megan? There's that Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah, there's that Megan Thee Stallion Beyonce song. I just like hear it on the radio from time to time when it came out, and she drops.
Yeah, it's your number one most streamed song on Spotify. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll on that Christmas Spotify recap.
Your Spotify rap, one song. Yeah.
I'll post it in the chat, dude. But yeah, so I mean, like literally, if Beyonce says it, immediately 100,000 girls across the globe are going to do it just because of that reason. It's like,
oh my god, how do we get her to just say Rishi or something? Like,
I know, dude. I'm saying, yeah, cordyceps, yeah,
just something like that. Because I am not like one of those like anti-sex, like you're demon and stuff. It's not the issue. Like, I don't even hate when like girls go like smash a bunch of dudes or something like that. Whatever, go do your thing. Like, that's always been a thing in this world. Like, now I get mad when people are like, that means something, that I'm actually making a statement by doing this. It's like, no, you're just giving it away for everybody. And you know what? Do your thing.
Yeah.
Now this whole like ethical, like it's ethical. It's like, I'm not being pimped out by anybody. It's like, you kind of are though. Like, it's still like everyone's only going to see you as that. No one's going to be like, well, not nobody, but you'll only get a few of your premium subscribers that'll be like, actually, she's really smart too.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know how I feel. Okay, so I listened to this. There's the Chinese herb thing, and then the Taoism, and the Qigong, and that whole world. And I like listening to those guys. And so Michael Wynn, one of my favorite, he translated all of Montauk Chia's books. If you know anything about this stuff, Montauk Chia is like the guy that brought all this stuff to the West and everything. And so I listened to one of his interviews, and he's a trippy dude. He's just like American dude, like redhead dude who's just like pretty, older now, been in this game a while, doing crazy meditations and stuff. It's a trippy fucking world that these guys are in. And, he talks a lot about, he's like, his whole thing is like, if you're like a Taoist guy, and as a man, you try and help other men get off the porn, get off the, the empowering men, basically. And so it's like really empowering men, not like the fake empowering that we were just talking about. But anyway, I was listening to one of his interviews, and he's like, it was later in the interview, and he's like, yo, I had this once like deep in meditation, I had this trippy experience where there was a energetic demon basically encompassing the whole globe, feeding off of people using the internet for for those means, essentially, right? And this is not like a religious dude, or like he's just like, yo, I don't know what it means. I'm not like dogmatic or orthodox or anything, but all I'm saying is like I felt it and it was real. Like there is like an energy cloud around. There's energy behind this, right? And like it's not just like the physical. You give up your seed and then you're exhausted and you have prolactin running through your veins and everything, and you're just you're disempowered as a man from that angle, and it just trips out your brain and your dopamine and everything, which we all know that's true. But just the fact he's like, there's probably like a huge energetic aspect to this that we're all, it's like a heroin addiction or something, or it's like
100%.
it's like the fucking it's like the OxyContin thing, It's
And
like,
guess what empowers it more than anything is thinking that you're helping a woman when you jerk off. That's what I mean. It's like, well, actually, that the 7th time today, actually, really, I really felt that I was empowering this woman. It's like, no, just don't lie to yourself. You're a fucking freak.
Yeah, it's like, fucking, it's empower yourself. Honestly,
why is every time that women's empowerment, every like big thing that actually catches on, just requires a man to like tuck it, to basically like emasculate himself? Just like we. I don't know.
Like payback. It's like some payback.
Yeah, there is some weird dominance thing, and like there's some
which no self-respecting man would ever. He'd be like, no,
If that's your thing, I should never know about it. Yeah. Like if you're into like women dominating you, like please keep that in the like level 5 Andromeda strain like clearance, where I have to go through like 6 days of detox to find that out about you. Like truly, that's not something you should broadcast.
And that's what's sad about this whole thing being like filmed and everything with that. Because I remember reading about another story. It was actually used as an example by like some red pill dude who's like, yo, this is how it was. Some Dominican baseball player. I forget who it was. It wasn't one of the superstar famous ones, but he was like a baller MLB guy. And it came out that like his wife was like cheating on him and filming it and doing all this shit. And he found out, and he's immediately like that day he's like, nope, and just like dipped out, and just started, doing his own thing. And it's like, it's kind of, if you don't do that, given that circumstance, it's already over. First of all, you know what I mean? It's already fucking over. So it's like, wait, you might as well have some self-respect. And I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't. It's tough, man. Because I want to get mad at the women, but if you can make X amount of money, and I know not all of them do, but like if you can make X amount of money, like reality TV, I know like a lot of like reality TV people do that, right? They know that they're not going to pop, but they're conventionally attractive, and they know that they probably saw, like, that's the thing about social media is you can see everyone's reaction to you already, and you're like, well, some guys are like, damn, she's hot. Okay, cool. I'm gonna start an OnlyFans, then prolong my career, and it's like, I get more mad that there's men just doing this right now. It's like we already live in this world that is completely like post whatever this is, right? Like we live in that world. Like right now, people can always say like, oh, it's around the corner. These reactionaries, they're trying to stop it from happening, and it's like, no, it happened. That's the thing. Like,
happened.
So just admit one, and this is what the world looks like now. You just have a bunch of feverish men trying to buy pussy pictures off you, or little videos of you in cat ears fucking with a vibrator in or something. So I've heard.
It's so easy. Yeah. It's crazy how easy it is not to be a pathetic man in today's world. Like back in the day, you actually had to kind of compete to be like a baller, and now it's just like you do the bare minimum and you're like in the top, like you're in the top 10%.
Yeah, and guess what? Those guys are never without women. You never hear about that. Like, there's guys that cope that are like, well, it's because I'm too masculine. That's why I don't have a girlfriend. It's like, no, there's reasons. But like, there's a lot of the guys, when you see that guy in the wild who's just kind of like not minding his own business, you never see the male feminist guy like with women hanging on him.
It goes back to our fucking female friends thing too, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
By the way, actually, never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe don't bring that up. Look, I'd say we're about 85-15, almost ground beef numbers with people that agreed on that. There was a loud.
We're Ranchers Reserve, dude.
Ranchers Reserve, dude. Right, exactly. I think we're doing ground beef numbers.
We're Australian Wagyu. Yeah, we're fucking.
So on that note, make sure you guys subscribe to our Substack. I'm not sure when, but sometime this week, once I put it together, yeah, I want to make it look cool and stuff. We got Aiden McMahon dropping a really cool article about entities. Might try to put that together to get it released by Halloween, but we shall see. But yeah, Gain of Fiction next weekend on the Substack feed. Also, man, really had a great Substack episode talking about like charged lemonade, all types of fun stuff on there. You'll notice right now that on the free feed, I still think the episodes are great, but like we do want to keep them on YouTube, so there might be certain words that don't get said. Substack, anything goes. So if you're on the fence about that, go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and check it out. rarecandy.substack.com. It's just $5 a month. Psi does OnlyFans things on there, so go ahead. That's he does, and it he'll. Look, we have founding members. There's people that founding members is like where you can give us like a bunch of money. Who knows what this guy will do? He'll bust it wide open. But
Sure.
not me though. I would never. But so anyways, yeah, go ahead and check that out. We got the merch store. That link's in the description. And you got some red pills coming. Like I said, Gain of Fiction, Mickey Spillane. That's gonna be another men-driven episode about why men need delusions of grandeur and superheroes that are still that aren't just Marvel and Reddit, And yes, so I really want to see the Killers of the Flower Moon. I need to find some time to do that. I heard it's sick, and I don't like when people. I like Native Americans, man. People try to really like, oh, they're savages in me. It's like, well, some I'm sure some are, just like we are too. But it's like I'm sure some are, but like they're sick, dude. They're fucking cool.
They're fucking
I've had nothing but cool interactions. I've had nothing but cool interactions with like Native
American podcast.
Yeah, like it doesn't mean I'm like, yeah, my land, you can have it. Like I'm not one of those people. Because at the end of the day, I don't even own the land I live on. Truly, I don't. And my rent just went up. I got a nice increase today. So I had that. So that part's done. But I really want to see that. David Fincher's The Killers coming out pretty soon too. So I'm or might be out today. Some really good movies coming out. So I'm gonna try to see both of those, and maybe I'll do some talks about that on maybe perhaps the Substack feed or something like that. Because those are both they're both gonna be on streaming, but like I really wanted to see them in theaters, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. And books and books. We're doing it. We got a State of Fear. If you're not on the Substack feed, eventually State of Fear is going to be a mega episode. Everybody involved. David just hit me up. We're going to have our friend Banjer Jack on for that as well. From our friend the Discord. If you want to be in the Discord, hit us up. There's a slight vetting process, but for the most part, we let you come in and we will let you see yourself out if you're not cool. So it's happened. And but like David and Jack, all these guys are like, man, this book. And I agree. It's one of those books that's just like, it's crazy that this existed. It's crazy that this existed, and it's crazy that,
dude, how did we not know this was going on back then? Like we were alive.
I know.
And it was
they did a really good job burying this book. I mean, I think it's still sold really well, but it was just very much like I mean, I don't know. It's just it's incredible. So that's going to be a monster episode on that. So that'll be coming up pretty soon. Look for us on some other podcasts. I was on Granite Mountain Movie Club. That's a really cool podcast talking about what is the movie? Zodiac. David Fincher's Zodiac. That was a great talk. Go ahead and head to his YouTube channel and subscribe. I believe it's also available on Apple and Spotify as well. And I had the great opportunity, as it always is, to go on Yerk Peace podcast yesterday to talk about the Ghostbusters cartoon from the 80s, not the movie, but the cartoon, the real Ghostbusters. Amazing cartoon. And we talked about that, and we really unlocked a lot of crazy memories of like what scared me as a kid and stuff like that. Really, really cool talk. Always a great talk with him. I mean, that dude's like 4,000 IQ, like just amazing. And then pretty soon we're going to be going on another podcast that we both really enjoy, talking about the Beatles. So that should be another huge episode, and I am getting ready to start the Prince episode. I was gonna actually I got some people. I got a massive crew for that. It'll be a 2-part huge Prince episode. He's next. He's another one. We got another white whale we got to take down, purple whale, that we got to take down, and and honor him the right way. But I think we got a really nice ensemble cast for that.
Yeah.
But that's going to take some time, some binging. So perhaps after the Beatles, that could be our next thing. So yeah, other than that, man, been enjoying going solo. If you guys want guests, hit them up. Fucking hit them up. Like there's
Yeah,
people like, hey, you
seriously.
guys should get this guy on. Annoy them. Let them know that people
Yeah.
listen. That always helps. Like our show is like, if I hit somebody up, they see we don't have that many followers, we don't have that many things. Like they're not gonna, it's tough. Sometimes people don't always press play. I think when people press play, our odds are pretty good. But
Yeah.
for the most part, they're kind of looking like, oh, if you're like, hey, so and so, go on Rare Candy, then another person, yeah, it helps. It does help. So if people know that people are going to listen, they might be more willing to give us a chance. But otherwise, I've been enjoying going solo. It's been quite fun, easier to plan, and I think it's just funny. I think the humor pops way harder. Never left. So on that note, guys, everybody have a safe week. We'll catch you guys next time.